at that cutie pie right there. Leo McCullough had a stroke at birth. He suffered through years of seizures from epilepsy and survived multiple brain surgeries. As you can imagine, his illness, along with taking care of 5 other children, really took a toll on his mom. Ginny McCullough decided she needed a way to blow off steam and escape the stresses of everyday life with a seriously ill child.
And together with a few friends, she formed the Women's Soccer Club, a nonprofit organization. At first, it had 19 players. Today, 10 years later, the club is 1,800 members strong. So Ginny joins us now along with Stan Anderson, a soccer coach at Marquette, and the event chair of an event to help support the Women's Soccer Club. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Nice to have you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I want to take a look at your family picture and have you just start with a little bit of your family story. You went through a lot. I mean, just having 6 kids, because you have twice as many kids as I have, is a lot. I mean, that's a lot. And then to have a son who is so sick must have been really hard.
It was difficult, but I had the support of friends and family, and, you know, without that, you know, I don't know if I could have handled it.
Because your son Leo, this is him quite a few years ago. I don't know how old was he in this
12.
picture? He was 12 here, okay. He's 24 now. This is a before picture, and then after he had surgeries. His seizures and problems grew to a point where you made a difficult decision that he was going to have a series of operations.
Right. Right. What happened was they came to me and said we could cure him. I was like, no, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to say it, then you better.
Then you got to do it.
Yeah. You know, because this is, you know, I've been dealing with it for, 12 years, you know, and that was difficult. And he had seizures where if a loud noise, it was all startled. That was one type that he had. So, like, if you just went like this, you know, he could have it walk past the phone, he'd have it sit on the computer, it would turn on, and he'd have one. Go to the grocery store, you're walking through a door to the other door, he'd have one right in between. We're in the grocery store, a can falls, he'd have a seizure.
Wow.
You know, and it was, you know, became very lethal. His environment was for him.
Yes.
You know, so it was kind of scary. We'd pretend like everything was fine and normal, you know, so we'd go to like a wave game or a rampage or something, and all the bells and the referees, and it was very difficult for him. He would go anyway, but he would hang on to us tightly, you know, for fear of having
a seizure.
Right, and falling to his death. So, you know, that's just...
Have these surgeries helped him?
Yes, we are now 10 years seizure-free. So
Isn't that incredible?
That is.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And he's so positive. He's such a wonderful, you know, son to have, because I don't know if I would be so positive, you know, being, you know, having half your brain removed, and, you know, you have to start over, you know, delete hard drive.
Yep.
You know, at 12, so you have to relearn all the environmental cueing, you have to relearn how to write your name, how to do so much stuff, and he's come so far, you know, and I keep telling him, you know, I'm trying, Lee, I'm really trying to help you, because he begged for the surgery, because he said, Mom, I just want a chance to succeed.
To just feel normal, too.
Right, because he wants to do what everyone else is doing, you know, and so we went ahead with it. And
so this really led you, you know, eventually to start this nonprofit. Tell us about the Women's Soccer Club.
Oh, the Women's Soccer Club started because my friends came to me and they said, well, what can we do to help? You know, and I'm like, well, there's really nothing that you can do, because Tom and I have to make this decision and work through it and see what we should do. And he played for Marquette just briefly. He made the first cut, and then as a freshman he was a walk-on, and then he got mono, so career's over.
Like most freshmen in college.
Right.
But exercise was a release for him, and you felt like that might be a positive thing for you.
Well, he told me to do that. He's like, well, you should go play soccer. You need to kick something. We have to make this decision. You have to clear your head. You have to stress relief. You know, you have to do something here, and because alcohol obviously wasn't helping.
Well, and a lot of friends, they help by bringing meals or listening to you or things like that, or having a drink with you. But the fact that you formed this club is amazing. We actually, your daughter, Kayla, forwarded an email to me from a woman named Katie, who's a friend of yours at the soccer club. And she said, if it wasn't for your mom, she was talking to your daughter, if it wasn't for you, Ginny, she said, we wouldn't have this club. She wouldn't have a place to play competitive soccer. She wouldn't have a place to make great friends, wouldn't have a place to vent, to show frustration with kids, that you've helped influence supports other moms and women, and she's just so grateful for this club. I mean, 1,800 members. And I know you play with women of all ages, all levels. And I'm wondering, Stan, how you got involved. How did the partnership evolve?
Originally, it was when we had Soccer Mom Camp.
Okay.
And we were here for that show. So we did Soccer Mom Camp, and Ginny came, and a bunch of her ladies came. And that's how we originally met. And so we've stayed in touch since then, and friends that are in the club, Jenny Merrick and others, and it's been great. It really has been great. I really enjoy what these guys do. To have those numbers, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So neat.
And now you're heading up this great fundraiser, the High Stakes Night. And you're kind of the CEO, and what will happen there?
It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be at Harley. Everybody's invited to come on down. There's going to be auctions. In fact, Ginny can explain more, but Kate's going to be there. Basically, you're going to have all of your roulette and all the associated Vegas games, what have you. But it's going to be a good time. We're still looking for sponsors, so anybody that wants to step up can. But it's going to be a good event.
And that's coming up March 20th from 7 p.m. to midnight, again at the Harley-Davidson Museum on Canal Street in Milwaukee. And proceeds help support the Women's Soccer Club?
Right, they help the Women's Soccer Club, the daily operations, as well as our scholarship program, because in our club we have the over 30 ABC division, which is like the Premier Division 1, Division 2, and we have the Open Premier in Division 1, and then we have the over 40 Premier in Division 1. And then we have a semi-pro team, excuse me, which I would love to eventually have a women's pro team like Kate.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Did you bring your uniforms or those shirts you wear during competition?
Now these actually are for you.
Oh, cool!
That's
so
cool.
cool. It's got my initials on it. That's so
cool.
Oh, show the back.
There's mine. Yeah, look at the back.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thanks, you
So
guys.
this is for you guys.
So now we can be soccer moms too.
Yes,
even if I'm not
exactly.
a mom yet.
Absolutely.
I'm a designated soccer mom.
Or you can still play, because anybody can play at our club. You don't have to ever have played before. You know, we have people that have never played to people who played collegiately and are still playing. Everything in between, you know, if you've never played, all we ask is that you get, you know, doctor.
Great, yeah, you have to have
make
a doctor
sure.
sign off.
Doctor sign off that you can play, and there's everything and anything for every level, any experience level. And
Thank
Great.
you so much,
Yeah,
both
thanks.
of you, for
Thanks,
being
Jenny.
here today.
Well, thank you.
Fantastic to have
Thanks,
you.
Dan.
Neat event.
Thanks for having us.
thank you.
Still ahead on the show, how convenience is actually leading